Steve was good with it. Omen Podcast After Dark
starts now. Welcome to Home Podcast After Dark, a Home Podcast. My name is Adam Yola, my co-host Jordan. Hey, Jordan.
That is muscle memory to its finest. Adam, it's a pleasure to talk to you this evening.
It's a pleasure to talk to you, Jordan. We had a little bit of a debate beforehand as to how the intro should go. And I think it went well.
I think, yeah, we came to an agreement, compromise. That's what America's made of.
It's nice that we can still have such strong opinions about this podcast that we don't really do anymore and kind of argue over the intro. I think that shows signs of a little bit of care, at least.
Some growth,
yeah,
but not much.
Yeah,
not too much. What's going on in your life, man?
Boy,
we haven't talked. I mean, every time you call me, it's some sort of character that you do. So actually get to learn about your life.
And I think that this public forum is the best place to kind of do that. So what's been going on? The usual. It's a February Thursday up here in Milwaukee.
Can we wish your dad a happy belated birthday? Will he listen to this?
No, he won't, but we can sure wish him. Happy belated 70th to my father. Yeah. Jordan,
big number.
You recorded
awesome.
a nice birthday message for him, so he appreciated that.
Did he rank like his favorite video messages?
My sister did. For context, my sister did a video montage almost of recordings people had sent, and he said yours was definitely top 15, 20.
Good.
No, he did cite yours as one of his favorites. I mean, some people really mailed it in. I'm not going to name any names, but you weren't one of them. So
no, I recorded it several times. I wanted to get the tone just right.
Yeah, you know who had a hard time recording a message for their father? Me. I don't know what to say. It's I don't
it's
know.
Tough. It's tough.
It's harder the closer you are to someone. It was kind of hard.
Well, and it's you're trying to condense it into a 15-second message where there's a lot more to say about your dad.
How funny do I want to be? How straight do I want to play it? How much should I mention Home and Podcast for free publicity? These are all questions I'd ask myself. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what direction did you go in?
Long, unfunny Home and Podcast 6-7 times.
Okay. Well, I mean, just mentioning Home and Podcast, you uplift all of the comedic value that we had in the podcast. Well, so you don't really have to do anything else.
We do have a new iTunes review, and that's got to be as a result of that video.
Oh, we'll have to read that at the end of this episode.
We have to read it. We've got some tweets. We've got some other things going on. But before I even talk about what we're covering, Jordan, I wanted to let you know I have a nice cup of tea. I had a large submarine sandwich for dinner. And
what brand? What kind of sandwich?
I was hoping you'd ask that so we could get into it.
Yeah.
There's a chain.
Don't you dare say Subway. Don't you dare.
Oh my gosh. What do I look like, a heathen? There's a chain near my house, and the name is... I thought the name and the whole theme of the sub shop seemed pretty cliche and lame. And I kind of rolled my eyes when I would drive by, and I thought, I'll never try this place. It looks so stupid and beneath me. And
it sounds just like you, though. It really does.
Yeah. And the name of the place is Chiba Hut, so it's a marijuana kind of themed sub place, and they got a lot of puns and so on. So one night I was finally convinced to go there. And it was
in your head, you convinced yourself. Or
someone wanted to go there, and I went.
Okay. Just making sure.
And I'll be darned if it wasn't delicious.
And
wow.
Now you're a regular.
I've been there many times. I've taken other people there, and they think it's delicious. So we're not sponsored by Chiba Hut, but Chiba Hut. If you want to get in touch, this is a 420 friendly podcast, and it always has been.
You have definitely made that clear. Yeah. And, we did have a sponsorship request, but that didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah,
it's too bad.
I only saw
their loss.
I saw that only in passing. I didn't get real attached, but...
Well, I try to keep... You're kind of the creative genius, so I kind of handled the business. Walt Disney and his brother, same kind of... We got the same dynamic going on, right?
Walt Disney and his brother Tim Disney? Is that his name?
Roy, but close.
Of course. Yes. What percentage of those kind of requests actually work out in sponsor, in ad reads? Pretty low, right?
I mean, it's a small percentage that we've actually had people reach out to us.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say about 25%.
That's better than I would have thought. Well,
maybe.
Hey, I had my Chiba Hut sub. I got my tea. I've got my winter clothes
What kind of sub
on.
did you get?
Apollo 13.
Oh, man.
Do you want to know why?
Well, I don't even know what that means.
It's like a Greek sub, so we're talking olives, blue cheese, chicken.
Okay, so the Apollo comes from the Greek god, but then the 13 is like the number of sub on the menu, maybe?
You know, I don't think the 13 holds any significance other than their like rocket ship. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe I thought more about it than they did. But
Well, it
that
is Chiba.
checks
It
out
is
Chiba.
Chiba.
Chiba checks out.
It's Chiba. I'm not going to ask you what you ate unless it's like really interesting. Is it really interesting?
No, you don't want to hear.
Okay. All right.
I did have a cookies and cream like bar cake. That was pretty good.
Bar cake. Yeah, okay. All right. Did you want to like say more about it, or are we good?
On the box it said like made with real Oreos and stuff like that. So that was top dollar type of purchase, I'm sure.
Boy, you must be still getting those Patreon funds to be able to afford something like that.
Well, as the one who's in charge of the business stuff, I just kind of keep you out of it, you know?
Actually, my sub was a little more expensive than I wanted it to be, so I'm going to need you to forward me some cash.
I'll reach out on PayPal.
Let's talk Santa Claus.
All right. That's not what this is about, right?
No,
we're doing a different movie, but we're going to talk Santa Claus.
Anyone clicking on this will know the movie, but I'm going to tease it out.
Anyone clicking on this will be so mad that we've spent the first 20 minutes not talking about Toy Story.
Well, they should know.
But that's kind of what we do.
You know what you're getting into at this point. When we get on mic, hey, there's no telling what's going to happen. I am back in improv classes, in case you can't tell.
Yeah, you're going to be a little bit looser on this episode, huh?
A little bit looser.
Okay.
Okay, we talked about
Santa
this,
Claus
via text. You texted me. I said something about it on Twitter, but hey, let's address it on the pod. The Santa Claus limited series coming to Disney Plus with Tim Allen returning.
Wow. So we're guessing this comes out in December.
Filming started in March.
There was a bit of a buzz, I would say, on Twitter for a little bit, right?
I think there was
at least in our circle.
In our home improvement circles, there was a buzz. I Googled it, and it shows that Elizabeth Mitchell's returning as well.
Wow. Okay,
now,
so they're bringing out the heavy hitters.
Here's how, if they can get Bernard...
Well, I knew you were going to bring up Bernard.
Then I think it's something we need to take seriously.
What about Judge Reinhold?
He's going to be there. Come on. He has to be there.
He better be.
He's a given. If they can get Bernard, David Krumholtz, then I will get excited.
And if they don't, we're still going to cover it anyway.
Yeah, and Jordan, you actually you've committed to doing episodic coverage of this.
I think we should.
Yeah.
I don't think we have a choice,
We don't have a choice. How many episodes? I would guess 8 to 10, probably?
I was going to say 6 to 8, probably.
Okay. All right. I don't know as much about the Disney Plus shows.
I think like Loki was 6 and stuff like that. And this is going to be a direct like MCU universe type of thing. Like Santa Claus comes into the MCU, right?
That Loki, Jordan? Mischievous guy. Mischievous guy.
You never can tell what he's up to.
Loki walks into and I haven't ever seen a Loki thing in my life. Loki walks into a room and it's like, what's this guy's ulterior motive?
Just don't take him at his word. That's all I know.
Try not to. All right, so what might this look like?
What might this look like? Pontificating. That is a good question. So we've done... Are they going to bring Martin Short back to play the happier Jack Frost? We'll see.
That would be cool.
That would be interesting. I'm wondering what could be... I mean, the kid?
Have we passed the torch yet? Not really.
No, he's still the Santa Claus.
Okay.
So that's got to be kind of the storyline, right? Like Santa Claus is ready to move on.
Yeah, you can't bring that kid back though. It's got to be like a grandkid or something.
An outside hire at the North Pole.
Because that kid, he couldn't act as he got older, and I'm certain that hasn't gotten better in the last 10 or so years.
What if he's been practicing for a decade
He got
just for this
really
moment?
good. Yeah, hey, that'd be cool. All right, so passing of the torch. Tim Allen's back. Oh, let's just assume everybody's going to be back. Maybe David Krumholtz. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. And I don't know. Is there any chance this is good? I haven't ever watched a Disney Plus show. I feel like I know people like The Mandalorian and people liked the Loki show. I haven't ever really heard much about anything else. Oh, what's the show with Elizabeth?
WandaVision?
Yeah. Okay, but how about this? Have people liked any of their non-Marvel Star Wars shows?
Even people weren't in love with the Book of Boba Fett that just came out as well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what other like miniseries shows they had that
Mighty Ducks might be a good kind of. Did you hear anything about that?
I did not. There was like I think there was like a High School Musical thing too. I didn't. That's not my jam.
Yeah. But because you get Tim Allen coming back.
Oh, wasn't that John Stamos
we
one
talked
that
about
my mom
we
really
talked about
liked?
That one of the last episodes we did.
My mom really liked that.
Turner and Hooch with Josh Peck. I feel like this stuff drops and nobody talks about it. But I guess the hope is like because Tim Allen's attached, maybe we're getting a higher quality than like a John Stamos basketball show or something,
Also, the festive season. That was the fun thing about Hawkeye when it came out. It was a bit more festive. So.
Yeah, okay. I'll take your word for it. Scale of 1 to 10, what's your level of excitement?
I'm going to go 6.
Okay, mine's 7, but that's mostly just tied to the fact that we'll be consistently recording.
It's mostly an excitement to talk to me. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't think the show will probably be that good. Also, no. It's like you're not playing for the 32-year-old male audience, probably.
You don't think?
I don't know.
Maybe there's some nostalgia in it. Who knows?
Could be. Although, hey, transition, I did watch Toy Story on Disney+, so there you go.
Hey, it's about time.
Should we talk about it?
We should, yeah. You want to get right into Toy Story now?
Let's get into it. Enough of this preamble.
All right, Toy Story is what we're covering today. 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb TV. Not TV, just IMDb. There is that service, IMDb
it is.
TV.
Yeah, there is.
950,000 reviews, so lots of reviews on this movie. Rotten Tomatoes, I think, holds this at 100%, which is yowza. Do you want to do taglines first, or do you want all the deets?
Give me.
I don't mean the Adam deets.
Yes. Give me your details.
Okay, so a G movie, which, if you recall, we did Jingle All the Way. That was PG, so this is a little bit of a step down.
Not quality necessarily, but
no parents required though. An hour and 21 minutes, always good runtime.
Like that.
Yeah, released the same day as Jingle All the Way.
Are you kidding me?
But a year earlier.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding? That would have blown your mind.
It kind of would have, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
This movie had an estimated budget of $30 million. Opening weekend basically made it back, $29 million. Gross worldwide, did you look this up?
I heard, yeah.
Yeah, $395-ish million.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, and the inflation probably,
Yeah, looking even better.
Everybody these days is talking about Toy Story inflation.
Yeah, constantly. It's all
7% this year.
Directed by John Lasseter, who was the chief creative officer of Pixar, and so as you can imagine, he has his hands on like every Pixar movie. At least he has EP credits of everything, but heavily involved in Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Cars, A Bug's Life.
Disgraced now, I believe.
Yeah, he did step down for sexual misconduct issues. I guess I don't know what the word is for that. Yeah. So I think he's at a different animation studio now.
Okay. All right.
Something like that. Written by, this is always confusing to me, story by and written by. There were 4 people who were the story by, 4 people who were written by, and there was kind of a mix. So I just included some of the ones that I knew the names and I knew. So Pete Docter is probably, if not the most famous one, the second most famous one. He is like the director of Monsters, Inc. And some of the other really popular, more recent Pixar films. I think he might be the chief creative officer now. If not, he's like right up there. I know he's still there. Okay. Joss Whedon.
Also disgraced, kind of. All right.
Different kind of disgraced. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Andrew Stanton, Joe Ramped. So things like WALL-E, Toy Story 2, Monsters, Inc., Soul. These people tend to stay in the same kind of circles, except for maybe Joss Whedon. Yeah. Joss Whedon, not Josh. He wishes his name was Josh. So yeah, that's kind of the details that I have.
Well, I'd also seen that Joel Cohen.
Yes, yep.
Yeah,
his name was tied to it as well.
Yeah, and that he's one of the Coen brothers who. I was not aware of that, and I kind of wonder. I'm sure there's more information out there on kind of how that came to be, because at that point, they're about to do Fargo and go on to have a lot of really great films over the next 20, 30 years. So I'm not necessarily sure how that worked or what he contributed, but I was surprised to see that name attached to the other ones.
I think he worked on the screenplay.
Okay, maybe just tightening dialogue.
Perhaps,
Yeah.
but this isn't a movie just for kids, so.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that.
All right, and right now we're going to get to taglines.
Okay. Like I texted you before this...
You're feeling really confident about this.
Well, I said I was going to put a masterclass on. Somewhat facetiously, did I text you that I have 7, which means the quality
you have as
is
many
lacking.
as they do.
Okay, how many do you have?
I think 4, but the last one I don't even know if I'll say or not. But let me read some of the things that they have considered taglines for theirs, and then we can get to ours.
I think there's only... Well, go ahead.
There's like 10 on theirs, and some of them I think you mentioned to me are basically just like 2 words and just like quotes.
But they're not even like good quotes.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. So some of them take off on an adventure beyond the imagination, which is...
Hey, can you pause between so I can comment on each one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Boo.
It's very vague. It doesn't do very much for me. The story of 2 partners discovering what they're made of.
Ding, ding.
Ding, ding. Is it partners because it's cowboy?
Nah, made of toys. Funny. Plastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The toys are back in town.
Ding, ding.
That's a winner.
I mean, it's good, but back in town. Okay, what do you mean by that? But it's
the toys are back in town.
Yeah.
I think they also have that for the second one, which makes more sense for the second one because they're back.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna do Toy Story 2 next, right?
Yeah, next week.
All right. The adventure takes off.
Boo.
Yeah, not good. Hang on for the comedy that goes to infinity and beyond.
It's okay.
Yeah, whatever. Watch out for little green men.
Not a tagline.
No. I'm a nervous Rex.
Not a tagline.
Somebody's just trying to make jokes now. Don't yank my string, which is what I tell you constantly.
Is that even a quote? Does he say that?
No, he doesn't say it, but he's a pull string doll, so.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Buzz off.
Yeah, let's just get these done with.
Goods of Steel.
Yeah.
And the last one I need to talk about with you because I don't understand. I mean, I guess I know who it's in reference to, but it says proud to be a vegetable.
So is that Mr. Potato Head then?
I guess so, but he doesn't say that in the movie, does he?
Somebody got in here and wanted to, it might have been Loki being a little mischievous.
Maybe it was Mr. Potato Head because they're leaning hot and heavy on Don Rickles at the beginning.
They really are. For such an iconic movie, those are pretty terrible taglines.
Yeah, I was pretty disappointed when I read them. But, I'm going to be pretty disappointed when I read my own, so maybe I should give them a little credit. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, you got 7, so I'm going to go... Well, you got to go first then.
Okay. I'll start with this one. Toy Story. The animated comedy that will have you reaching for the sky to applaud.
Right up your alley.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks.
All right, mine is Toy Story. When you are away, the toys will play.
Hey, very good. No, very good. Toy Story. For Andy, playtime with Woody is over.
Uh-oh. So it's a playtime is over?
Yep.
And you just add a preposition in the middle?
Yep.
I like it. All right. Toy Story. Outer space in a fall from grace.
Wow, that's good.
Thanks.
That was good. All right.
They get much worse after those two.
I'm going to save my really long one for last because you like this.
Good. Yeah, those good.
Okay. Toy Story. There's no poison in this water hole, just loads of laughs.
You could have just stopped.
Yeah, loads of laughs.
No, that's good. I like that one.
Thank you.
Toy Story. A toy fight at Andy's Corral. You like that one?
These are good. All right. I'm getting to some weak ones here. Toy Story, the film that has critics saying, toys aren't just for tots.
No critic said that.
They oughta have said that.
I think I read that in Variety.
I think Raj said it. Raj Ebert.
Oh, of course he did. This is just a bad one, but I'm going to say it. It's my last one.
Okay.
Toy Story. Toy Grit.
Toy Grit?
It's just, which is just a reference to True Grit, which is a classic Western.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Good one to end on.
I thought so.
I'm not going to say too much more about it because here's my next one. Toy Story. Fall with style. This fall.
Okay, but... Okay.
I said fall twice and I used it in two different ways.
Yeah, the wordsmith as always.
Yeah. All right, here we go. This one's all right. Toy Story. Batteries not included.
Okay, that's the best one that you've had.
Yeah, it's like, it felt like it could have been real.
Yeah.
Worst for last.
Okay, let's end it.
I'm not even going to use a voice. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to have a hard time. It's not even that funny. It's just stupid. Toy Story. An intergalactic astronaut meeting an old-timey cowboy. Sounds like science fiction. Nope, just a Toy Story. 2 or 3 sentences for that one.
Yeah, it's not bad, though.
Oh, thanks. It sounds like science fiction.
But it's just a Toy
It's just
Story.
a Toy Story. It's simple.
Yeah, I like it.
Hey, thanks. Well,
Could have been like a true story, but it's a Toy Story.
Gotta be better than our Jingle All the Way ones.
Yeah.
It's hard to do Christmas stuff.
Yeah. Christmas has been done. I think, I don't remember any of ours, so that's how that went.
I could guess one's probably like, deck the halls with little boy's presents this fall. All right. Plot.
Plot or trivia?
Oh, trivia.
Okay, I will tell you this. This is maybe the longest trivia I've ever seen, so I picked out a few.
Yeah.
But man, you could spend days in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to share some now.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Yeah. All right. Sid Phillips, the maniacal kid, is said to be inspired by a former Pixar employee with the same last name who is known to disassemble toys and use the parts to build bizarre creations.
Man, if I'm that guy, lawsuit.
Not feeling good. Well, they have that disclaimer at the very front, and I don't know if they can get away with it or not.
What disclaimer?
Right. Don't they do that like at the front of like every movie or at the end of every movie where it's like, these events are fictional, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but if they use your last name, I don't know.
That's an homage. Okay. All right. Our first animated film in Oscar history to be nominated for Best Screenplay. 3 Oscars total. And I did want to get into this because somebody said the highest grossing movie, but I see that it's now the second in a different source of 1995. And I thought maybe we could just talk about real quick, because I don't want this to be too many things about not Toy Story.
Okay.
But can I just read to you the top 10 movies of 1995?
Yes, please.
Okay. Number 1, Die Hard with a Vengeance.
That was the number 1 movie of the year?
Yep.
Wow.
Beat Toy Story by $3 million.
Well, its legacy has lived on, much like Toy Story, the third Die Hard movie.
Now, we already mentioned Apollo 13, and that's number 3.
Yeah, I did know that would be up there. Big year for Tom.
Yeah. Big year. Number 4, GoldenEye.
Okay.
Number 5, Disney's Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Number 6, Batman Forever.
Huh.
Number 7 is Seven. How do you like that? Number 8 and 9 are tied. Or no, they're by the same distributor, and they're not tied. 8 is Casper, Friendly Ghost.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah, Can I Keep
9,
You? Yeah.
Yeah, 9, Waterworld, and 10, Jumanji. That was a year for movies.
That was, I was, these movies I've seen all of them. This was like peak, well, I mean, now it's probably peak movie watching, but yeah, I feel those movies are all near and dear to me. Maybe except Waterworld, I don't have much of a connection with, but the other ones, for sure.
That's heavy hitters. So just an interesting year, and Toy Story is right at the top. So just for reference. That's a good thing there. Originally, Barbie was supposed to play a big role, but Mattel thought it would be a failure, this movie, so they declined.
Yeah.
Barbie is in the second one, and third and fourth. So
You don't need that, really, though. Yeah.
Billy Crystal originally offered Buzz's role, also Chevy Chase, and Chevy Chase is one of Tim Allen's icons, which convinced him to take the role.
Okay.
And Billy Crystal ends up getting one of the lead roles in Monsters, Inc. So
I know. That's a poor substitute for this, though, in my
it's
opinion.
a great movie. It's a great movie.
I know, but Toy Story. Come on.
Yeah, iconic.
Yeah.
Iconic. Tom Hanks recorded his dialogue between breaks of Sleepless in Seattle and A League of Their Own. And just thinking, A League of Their Own, Sleepless in Seattle, Apollo 13, Toy Story, all within like a 2-year frame.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
It's wild. Wild. All right, Tim Allen's favorite line as Buzz Lightyear is, "You're a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity." Mm-hmm. It's a good line.
Yeah.
The film required 800,000 machine hours and 114,000 animation frames in total. Now, I don't have a reference, but that just seems like a lot.
Yeah.
And just to cap off the iconicness of this movie, in 2005, Toy Story was selected by the United States Library of Congress to be preserved in the National Film Registry for being culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant.
Yeah. Did it win any Oscars? Do we know?
I
I kind of doubt it, I guess. Pretty early to be... You wouldn't just...
I just wrote 3 Oscars total. I don't know if that means they won or were nominated for 3.
All right. I'm going to look it up. You keep talking.
Well, that's all I got for trivia. So,
okay. Do you want to talk about your relationship to the film, or
my relationship to the film? I texted this to you. I've probably seen this movie, I don't know, so many times. Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2 are some of my very, very favorite Disney films ever. So, very familiar with the film. I've watched it with my daughter. My son was wearing a Toy Story shirt today.
Kismet.
So how do you like that? So I beloved film of my childhood, and what about? I mean, did I see it in theaters? I don't know. I don't remember, honestly, but I would not be shocked if I did.
Toy Story didn't win any Oscars.
Crying shame.
I know, especially in one. There's one way in one category where it definitely should have. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. Relationship with Toy Story. Probably haven't seen it since the 90s. I don't really watch animated movies to speak of. I remember liking it when I was young. We were both like 5 when this came out, which is a pretty solid age for, to be when Toy Story hit theaters. I feel like I remember seeing it at theaters, but I could be wrong. Definitely saw the second one in theaters. I've seen all of them. I haven't watched any like the TV shows or anything. I'm not into like that, but I've seen 1 through 4.
The Buzz Lightyear Space Commander, whatever that was.
Now, is there a Buzz Lightyear movie that's coming out?
There is this summer.
But it's not Tim Allen?
It is Chris Evans of Captain America fame, and they're telling the story that inspired the toy, basically.
That's so lame. All right, well...
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't cast him, but...
Yeah, who knows? Well, Jordan, let's get in the plot.
People are jazzed about it. I'll probably watch it, but I don't know that I'm jazzed about it.
I'm not jazzed for it, and I gotta
you
side
are
with
the audience.
I gotta side with multi-millionaire Tim Allen on this one. What are we doing? Come on, get this guy paid.
Yeah. Chris Evans is not a multimillionaire either.
No, that's true. Yeah, I guess it is kind of a victimless crime.
Yeah. All right. So the film we are opening.
Let's talk about this lamp.
Oh,
Not a fan.
You don't like the lamp? Okay, it's iconic, first of all.
I don't like the lamp.
Do you know the history of the lamp?
Let me just tell you before you tell me the history of the lamp that I've never liked the lamp. As a child, I watched the lamp and I thought,
get this lamp out of here.
I thought, what am I missing? What is this? People think that this lamp is funny. I'm here to watch a movie, not a lamp do tricks before the show. All right, tell me the story.
Well, it's one of the very first, animated shorts they make. I think it's called Luxo Junior, and there's a couple lamps, and so that's why it's in there. Also, I think I recall before this movie, one of the things that they used to do a lot of times before they play these movies, they'd play like short animated.
I recall that, yeah.
And it was called Jerry's Game, where it was like an older gentleman playing chess against himself. And I remember that being very, very good as well.
Okay. All right. Well, I might like that, but I don't like this lamp.
You've always hated lamps.
I don't like this one. A little too cocky. Too big for his britches. All right.
Cocky lamp.
This lamp is arrogant. I don't care who knows it. All right. Go ahead. Feel free.
Feel free. All
Andy's
right.
Andy's playing with his toys.
Yeah, it's just great childhood fun, you know. And then you see very quickly Andy is called away, and we see the toys are alive, and kind of the ringleader of everything is Woody. He is helping everybody get set up for a big move that's coming up, making sure everybody has a moving buddy. And you see just lots of iconic toys here. You see,
Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato Head,
Slinky
of course.
Dog. Little Bo Peep.
You got like those that Mike guy, and then
Who's
that
Mike?
spell. He literally is like a microphone.
Oh,
and a
okay.
speaker.
Okay, got it. You got the car. You got the Green Army Men. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I'll have one of them get stepped on.
I was gonna say, so the movie opens with "You Got a Friend in Me," Randy Newman. Great song, probably one of the great original songs in a movie ever. Didn't win the Oscar. Do you want to know what it lost to?
Oh, what did it lose to?
"Color of the Wind" from Pocahontas. Now you tell me, over the last however many years, which one has been more important culturally? "Color of the Wind" or "You Got a Friend in Me," Jordan?
The problem with Colors of the Wind is that Pocahontas 2 was not very good, and Toy Story just kept going and going and going. So that's trouble. Colors of the Wind is a good song.
Yeah, but it's not as good as this.
Yeah, well, it's Disney versus Disney, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even though Pixar at that point is not necessarily Disney, but Disney is funding a lot of stuff here.
I didn't like learning that. I'll just tell you that much. I did not take kindly to that. Woody's holding a staff meeting, and like you said, we're seeing a lot of the different toys. Boy, what a great voice cast in this movie. You know, you got Wallace Shawn as the Rex, Jim Varney, Ernest himself as the dog, Rickles, is he Potato Head?
He is, yeah.
Laurie Metcalf from Roseanne and a bunch of stuff as the mom, Lady Bird. Arlie Ermey as the Armyman. John Ratzenberger. I mean, it's great.
It's a who's who.
It's a really good movie to be in, too, as a performer, because you're just cashing checks. They've been cashing checks since this time, because there's just more and more stuff and movies and spin-offs and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So we learn the big thing at the end of this scene as they're doing the staff meeting is Andy's birthday party has been moved to today because they wanted to do it. Mom wanted to do it before the big move. So that kind of sends everyone into tizzy. They're a little bit nervous because that means birthday party means new toys, and everybody's a little bit worried about, is there going to be a toy that replaces me? All that kind of stuff. Woody calms everyone down, says, we will send out a recon mission with the Army men, and Sarge takes off with the Army men, and they head down into a plant downstairs, and they set up with their little baby walkie-talkie, and we're monitoring the action, and I don't remember exactly what some of the gifts are. I feel like some of them's like a lunchbox.
Yeah, nothing too threatening.
No, and you're wondering, these kids, like, this better been on the birthday list that mom gave out, because if you're getting another kid a lunchbox or something like that, you gotta rethink your friendship, maybe.
Yeah. A couple things, Jordan. You know, Andy's mom is a single mother of two. I don't know much about the lore, if they ever get into that, but that's kind of an interesting choice for a animated film in 1995. What's your take on that? You know, just playing against like the conventional sort of nuclear family. It's an interesting choice.
Well, you know, usually with Disney films, it's like there's an orphan everywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So like mom and dad usually dies. So the fact that one parent lives, that's helpful. But again, it's not necessarily Disney. I don't want to beat that drum too much for you.
Sure.
Because I know it's a salt in the wound. But yeah, it is interesting that, you know, as you go through the films, you don't really ever learn about dad, because it's not about, you know, the Andy and mom and sister so much as the toys, so they don't get too much into it. But yeah, it's interesting. Seems like she's doing real well as a single mom, so good on her.
It's just an interesting choice for an animated film, especially like, you know, the first animated film of this kind. I would have thought they would have maybe played things really safe and down the middle, but yeah, kind of a little bit bold.
Yeah, this movie is bold everywhere. You know what I really enjoyed about these first scenes? Because you're really just on the toy level the whole time, right? Just the details that they went to for everything, like there's scuff marks on the baseboards and stuff like
Yeah.
that, little scratches on the doors and stuff. So just lots of details. That's where those 800,000 machine hours went.
Well, I had heard that I had read somewhere that the animation like really was gonna look bad to me in comparison to
No.
like newer stuff, but I guess I didn't really feel that way. There was only one part, and or like one thing in particular that I didn't think the animation looked very good on, and we'll save it for when we get there. But in general, I was really impressed that this is something they were doing when we were, they were making this when we were like 3 years old. So
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I thought it did stand up really, really well. And then I was reading, some of the things that would have been trouble, they just kind of avoided, like explosions and stuff like that. They just knew they couldn't do certain things. Or like hair was a really big problem for them, I guess. So they kept hair kind of the same way. Or you can notice, I have never noticed this before, but all of Andy's friends are like the same exact model as Andy, but they're just like wearing different clothes or maybe like a different skin tone or something like that. So they cut corners in certain places where it didn't really matter.
well, all of my friends look just like me, so
Yeah, we're practically identical.
yeah,
So.
we're both 5'5" and real hairy. So
Real hairy.
real hairy. Andy gets Buzz. It's kind of like
Surprise last minute gift.
Yeah, it's a dramatic last minute gift. Brings him up to the room.
Another instance of just a great mom here, because this is from Mom.
Yeah, but she pulls the kind of dirty mom trick of like, no more gifts left, except for this one in the closet. It's like, all right.
You know
come
what Andy's
on.
gonna remember?
What?
The gift coming out. He's not gonna remember the whole song and dance.
Well, they deleted the scene where she did the trick candles that wouldn't go out. He was blown out for 45 minutes.
And he was crying, like just tears rolling down his
Kids are wanting their
face.
cake. Everybody's snot dripping down noses and stuff. All right. Up to the room. Buzz. He comes to life, and he thinks he's a real astronaut, Jordan.
A space ranger.
Okay, this is a question that I never had thought of until now. Okay, so Buzz, for whatever reason, he comes out of the box. He thinks he's a real space ranger, what have you. Is this something that all toys go through when they're opened? Do they all, like, did Woody at first think he was a real deputy? Did Bo Peep think she was a real shepherdess?
Shepherdess.
Trademark. Trademarking
it's a-
shepherdess.
That's a really interesting question, because the only time we ever really see other new toys is like in Toy Story 2 or whatever, and they do have a similar experience. So yeah, you think everyone would be more prepared for this? Like Woody's kind of like dogging him.
He's like frustrated by it. It's like, well,
but it's like,
yeah.
don't you remember you went through this? But yeah, maybe it's just kind of left unsaid. So it's a good call out, though. It's not something that's really addressed.
Yeah.
There's not enough empathy between these toys. Although Woody's really the only one who's like miffed, I guess.
Woody's immediately jealous but Woody's been the cock of the walk for forever. We see the montage in the beginning, and Buzz gets just attention for like 5 minutes, and Woody is immediately very jealous and kind of.
He knows this is the end.
He kind of, Woody kind of lost me there. It took a while for me to get back on board with him. He was just a little jealous.
So I was reading more about the trivia. I guess they made Woody like just a real, like, so mean and such a jerk before in like earlier writings of the film that like the movie couldn't even go on.
Well, that's funny because I find him plenty annoying and jerkish in this draft.
Just imagine what he was like before.
Wow. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Buzz, he obviously thinking he's a real space ranger. He says he can fly, and Woody kind of challenges him or whatever, and he does this sort of thing where he jumps on a bunch of different things and
ends up floating from the ceiling from another toy thing.
Yeah, and everybody considers it flying. I mean, it's not. This is where Woody calls it falling with style, which is a good line. But yeah, I'm not sure why they all kind of viewed that as flying. I guess they should get out more.
They've never seen a toy like this. They're just enamored with all of his bells and whistles and everything. And yeah, bad look for Woody here. Woody, at this point, you've lost all your credibility. So
and he's supposed to be the deputy. So
Sheriff.
Sheriff, okay. And I don't want to get into a conversation about law enforcement on this podcast, but supposed to lead by example.
Yeah, it's not a good look. And even Buzz, like initially Buzz is not very standoffish with Woody, you know. He says, local law enforcement. He's pretty happy about it. So
Yeah, I think Tim Allen is so good in this movie. Like, I think he's so funny. And when I was young, I don't know that I appreciated it, but really good voice performance and delivery. Just perfect casting, I feel.
yeah, I mean, he really, like, it's one thing for his just Buzz demeanor in general,
Yeah.
but when he kind of starts losing his mind later, I think that's very, very, very good
Yeah.
acting by
Man,
Tim.
Tim Allen, so hot. Around 1995, the Santa
Just
Claus,
on
just like
fire.
Yeah, jeez, I tell you what, it's kind of like you senior year of high school at the bowling alley.
I was going to say, with all those jokes I was pulling,
Yeah, yeah.
you know me.
Well, I remember you also like you would say I can fly too, and then you would like sort of make airplane noises around the bowling alley. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, people like babies that I was trying to feed them food or something like that, you know.
Yeah, you use your bowling ball as like an air traffic control walkie-talkie. It was really weird. Yeah.
Well, and then I always in my pockets I had. You remember those like light signals that like guide in planes? I always had them in like holsters on my
Yeah.
hips, so that really helped in that scenario.
You always kept like small bags of peanuts and like wafers as well, like like not enough to fill somebody up, but like just enough to be like, oh, here's
I
something
think my
you
favorite
can eat.
part. My favorite part is that before we would leave anywhere, before anyone would get into the car,
Yeah.
I would bring out that little like belt buckle and I would show people how to.
Yeah, you did always do that.
I couldn't even finish.
Yeah, you did always do that, and but the funny part was you did all of this inside of the bowling alley, which was always interesting. So,
Yeah,
yep.
it's amazing they let me come back.
Yeah, in fact, encouraged you. Montage of Andy kind of transitioning to Buzz. You know, it's just like kind of the reverse of the montage in the beginning, where Woody's.
It's tough. A reverse montage.
You know, you don't get a lot of reverse montages necessarily. You don't see Rocky, you know, running forwards and then running backwards, but that's kind of what we're
It'd be
getting
confusing.
here. It'd be weird. I mean, you see that when you rewind, but you know, this kind of culminates with Woody, instead of sleeping in bed with Andy, he sleeps in the toy box. And I'm wondering, Andy, you know, why can't you sleep with two toys?
You'd have to ask Andy, I guess, but
Well, you said you had a direct line to him, so.
he didn't answer. That's the
Okay.
problem. I
Did
guess
you
after
sleep
all
with
these years.
toys? Did you sleep with toys? Uncomfortable. They're hard.
Yeah, I mean, I know I had like a Simba stuffed animal, so not quite the action figure type, and I don't know if I slept with it or not. But now my daughter has it, and so that stayed around, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, I don't remember sleeping with toys. But is that a thing you did?
Still doing.
No.
No.
Okay.
I didn't
Well,
do
that
it.
explains a lot.
No, I didn't do it, but he seemed to really be comfortable. So I wondered if I was missing out on something.
But he's got a big bed.
Yeah, he did have a pretty big bed, actually. Sid's introduced around this time. He lives next door. Boy, he's diabolical. He tortures toys. He's one straight up sicko.
The sooner we can move, the better, I think Bo Peep says. Yeah, it's not somebody you'd want to live next to. They must not have an HOA or anything, because I don't think they'd let them blow up stuff in the backyard. I think they might frown upon that.
Yeah, you know, I often watch this movie and kind of wonder that. What is the HOA situation? And
Yeah.
is that something that they address in kind of like the Disney Plus spin-off series?
Well, it was mostly just about Buzz being a space ranger. So
Okay,
no.
what about Forky? Doesn't Forky kind of get into some HOA negotiations?
Forky does ask questions.
Forsky is the Chicago Bears Forky.
It's like Tino and Forche a little bit
A
there
little
too.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, they're at a new house at that point. So
Okay.
no, they don't talk about Andy's HOA, but they do talk a lot about the new HOA.
Okay,
And
good.
I hear they're sticklers.
I've heard that as well. Going to Pizza Planet before the big move, Andy...
Yeah, only can bring one toy.
Yeah, you know, she's really putting him in a vice grip with these stipulations. Woody tries to sort of trick Buzz. I think his plan is to push him down. What's his plan necessarily? I mean, I know what happens, but
Yeah, I don't know
Was
if
he,
he's
like,
trying
trying
to
to
get him
push
to
him
knock
off?
behind the dresser.
yeah, behind the dresser maybe. But it doesn't work. He ends up knocking him out the window. Whoa.
That is Second-degree murder? I don't know. We need a legal expert here.
Yeah, that's toy-aside. Those classes are paying off,
Yeah,
man.
they really are.
Yeah,
Can I
yeah.
fund you for those? Because I think you need to keep going.
Yeah, go fund me. So Andy reluctantly takes Woody. Doesn't really want to. It's funny.
No,
it's
well,
funny
I mean,
how little he wants to take Woody. Actually.
Well, you want to take your new Space Ranger to the space-themed restaurant.
Yes. Yeah. Buzz attaches himself to the bumper of the car, and there's kind of a toy fight as they stop at a gas station.
Yeah, and they end up just the car rolls away because they're fighting. They're busy doing other things. So what are they going to do now? How are they going to find that van? Good news is a Pizza Planet truck rolls up.
Yeah, so I had a question about this. So when the Pizza Planet delivery car pulls up, the driver asks for directions to Pizza Planet. So does that mean he doesn't know how to get to his work?
That dude's high.
He's like, I heard he's like, hey, do you know where Pizza Planet is? It's like, and then on the side of the car it says Pizza Planet Delivery. It's like, okay.
You know, what I thought was that he was making a delivery. And then he's going to have to go back to Pizza Planet after that.
Okay, I felt like he was asking directions for how to get to his work that he probably just left. But you're right. Maybe he went to Chiba Hut or something.
Definitely went to Chiba. Turns out that that direction that he asked for, like the address that's given, is the address for the Pixar Studios.
Don't you think Easter eggs can just be kind of stupid sometimes?
There's a lot. I mean,
it's like,
I know when you wrote that script, like, how many Easter eggs did you put in there?
I guess, okay, here's the thing about Easter eggs. I guess they're probably fun to write as a writer, and maybe they're fun for some people, but sometimes, like, that's just, like, dumb. I don't know, that just seems dumb to me, but maybe I'm just picking and choosing. Maybe I'm saying it's dumb because it's not something I understood, and because I didn't understand it, it's inherently dumb to me. Could be.
There you go.
Right.
Maybe you think it's a sign that they were too lazy to come up with a fake address, so they had to put a real one in there. Where's the creativity?
I tell you what, 6 screenwriters and they couldn't come up with a clever address? I don't know.
Come on.
Pizza Planet, they arrive. Boy, this place looks like a blast, Jordan.
Yeah, they used to have a Pizza Planet restaurant at Hollywood Studios.
Okay. Did you do it?
Now I don't remember
now it's
it very
Guardians
much.
of the Galaxy, Star Wars
now it's like a
Cantina.
Muppets thing. It's a Rizzo restaurant, Italian restaurant, which is a real strange move. But I guess the other thing is at that park now they actually do have a Toy Story Land, so you would think it would be in there if they did have that. They have like an Andy's Lunchbox restaurant over there, but it didn't have the arcade games and all the cool things that the restaurant that they do in this movie has.
I mean, this place looks great. When you walk in, there's like a cool entrance, and it just looked like a lot of fun. Looked like a better version of Discovery Zone to me.
Discovery Zone. Many memories at Discovery
DZ
Zone.
For those in the know.
Men in Black.
Laser tag.
Laser tag. That was fun.
A lot of fun.
Probably. I think it had to close down because it wasn't sanitary, if I recall.
Food poisoning. Because I remember going out there once, and then they had that sign up on the door, and I was like, well, guess I'm never going to Discovery Zone again.
Yeah, that was a bummer. That was the place to be.
Yeah.
Birthday parties, fun. I've tried to look up some places like that down here for Olivia, and there's some stuff. It just doesn't seem the same to me.
I don't know.
It's never the same.
That stuff doesn't seem as I mean, I'm not a parent, but you don't see as much of that stuff around anymore. I don't know if it's as popular.
The place that I found was like a bunch of inflatables, so it did have some things, but it wasn't quite the same.
I got a friend who takes his young child to like an indoor trampoline park. I don't know if is that sort of a new thing.
There's one of those down here too.
I don't know. Seems like, I mean, interesting way to spend your time. I'd rather go to Pizza Planet.
Yeah, I think we should start a Pizza Planet.
Kickstarter. Buzz enters the, they're inside. Buzz sees
Buzz and Woody. They're going
Buzz
together.
and Woody. Buzz sees a spaceship sort of claw machine, but he thinks it's a way to get back home or what have you. So he enters it, and there's a lot of alien men, and they immediately worship him. Pretty funny, I thought.
Do they worship him? They're
What do they
mostly
say?
worshiping the claw.
They worship the claw. Okay, but they're like in awe of him, I guess I should say.
Yeah, they're like, oh, a spaceman. This is pretty cool. But yeah, the claw turns on, and they're like, oh.
Then who should arrive, Jordan?
Oh, Sid. Ooh. At first, he gets a little green man. Yeah, he's something, all right. He's definitely gotten expelled a time or two, this guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's homeschooled, and I'm saying homeschooled in quotes at this point because I don't think any school's having him.
Yeah, I do wonder.
Demented.
Demented, yeah. So one of the cool things, well, we'll get to his room in a little bit, but so he's pretty good at a claw machine though. So
Evidently, better than I ever was.
He gets a little green man, and then the little green man's gone, and who's there underneath but a Buzz Lightyear toy? So he goes right back in for that, and he gets not only Buzz Lightyear but Woody. Double prizes.
Double prizes. I wrote that down too.
Oh man, double prizes.
That's pretty good. Yeah. So they go back to that. Oh, go ahead. Were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say they should have had the birthday party here.
When you say here, do you mean at your
Pizza
house?
Planet. Wait, what?
What do you mean they should have had the birthday party here?
I was thinking of that birthday party that they had at the start of the movie. I mean, they could have had the birthday party there. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't help but wonder why they didn't have the birthday party there.
Plot, I suppose.
I suppose plot. Then the little green men have to go a little bit further. It becomes a bit more of a production. Yeah.
They are much more involved in the second film.
How does that work for you? Do you like that?
They do a pretty good job. It's not too much little green men, just enough.
Just the right amount of little green men. All right. So they go back to Sid's house. And this is where I kind of, I remembered Sid when I was young, and, he's a real bad boy. But I kind of wonder in watching this, did they maybe overdo it with Sid a little bit? Is he a little too sadistic? He's doing like
he doesn't seem realistic to you.
Yeah, I mean he's like serial killer. He takes his sister's toy and he immediately does like a bypass. He's got things and like he's like a mad scientist, and the toys are sort of disturbing, and he's got explosive signs, and I don't know. I feel like they maybe overdid it with Sid.
Yeah, he does seem kind of
it's dialed up just a little too high.
Cartoonish is maybe the word. Although it's not like cartoony, it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing that I saw on his wall was a sticker that said "I love explosives."
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The explosive thing on the wall. Yeah.
Mom must be asking a few questions here.
You had the same thing on your wall, so don't judge him too harshly.
Yeah, well, it was a red flag for me too.
It was, yeah. It was that right next to some homemade basketball sign some cheerleader had made for you.
Oh, yeah. Well, you already mentioned my senior year.
Yes, so. Big year. So they're up in Andy's room, and these other toys that he's operated on show themselves, and, it's graphic stuff. I guess the biggest one is like
this scene scares my daughter every time.
It's too scary, I contend. Like you got this baby doll with like almost like Hellraiser kind of metallic hair, and she's like on like I don't know, like spider kind of.
Yeah, it's like the metal connect stuff that you used to make in like a machine, like a claw machine and stuff. Maybe like a construction type of toy. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other ones, but the one that I wanted to call out was there's a fishing pole with legs, and that's definitely turning some dad on in the movie theater. He's like, fishing pole with legs, about damn time. My kind of woman, one that I can fish with.
I always really liked the like muscular duck guy. I thought he was actually kind of a cool toy.
That could be a good toy.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're also doing like mock Donald Duck impressions every time he talks, so that's good.
That is good.
I like it.
That those legs with the fishing lure. That's that's some guy's fantasy. I'm not kidding you.
Oh, man. All right. Did we mention Scud yet?
Is that the dog?
Yeah, what a name for a dog.
Okay, the dog was the one thing that I didn't think was animated very well. I thought that the dog didn't look very good.
The dog's moving a lot.
It didn't work out quite as well. I think they maybe overreached with the dog, in my opinion. Especially the part where his face is really close to the door. It just looked like looked like an old PS1 game or something. But
yeah, that was that. I guess I can see that. Yeah. But so that dog is terrifying. Trying to think of how it exactly goes next, but at some point they're trying to run away from the dog, and they split up, right?
Yeah.
And
Buzz ends up in a room like with the TV, and he sees an advertisement
commercial.
for,
This is
for
a very
himself,
important scene.
and
Yeah.
this is where he has that realization that he is in fact a toy, and it's like, you know, he sees something in the commercial, and then he sees it on himself, and you know, has him questioning everything. Jordan.
Woody was right all along.
Yeah.
And so he goes out to the landing, and he sees an open window, and he says, you know what? I can fly. I'm not a toy. And he tries to fly, and he lands at the very bottom of the stairs, and his arm falls out, and he's a broken toy, a broken man, a broken space ranger.
Pretty good song by Randy Newman there too, just like a shorter one, but I think it's like it's something to do with flying. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I want to say when I was reading some of the trivia, I think John Lasseter said they knew that they had a good film on their hands because they were like screening it and they could hear like adults kind of like tearing up during this part.
Yeah.
So it was affecting some people, and you can see why with the music and all the moments going on there. So
Yeah.
But who's there to find Buzz at the bottom of the stairs but Sid's little sister, which I don't remember her name off the top of my head. But
I don't know either. Yeah. She seems relatively
Hannah.
normal. Yeah, what's her life like? Because she seems a little bit normal. It's not like the whole family is like...
no, yeah, she just mostly hates her brother for like stealing her toys.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Guy's a
So
sick puppy.
she adopts Buzz and makes him a playtime partner with some of the other toys, and he's having tea time, and his new name is Miss Nesbit. And it's pretty funny because Woody goes in. Woody
as his friends call him.
Yeah. When you've watched the movie 60 times, you can't put the Y on there. Yeah. Woody goes in there when Hannah leaves, and they're talking a little bit, and Buzz has lost it at this point.
Is he
he's
drunk?
Drunk on the tea.
I don't know. He's acting like he is.
Yeah, he's kind of gone a little bit insane. He's lost his wiring, I guess.
Yeah.
And Woody can't really get him to break out of it until he slaps him with his arm that's not connected, and even then he's still kind of hopeless at that point. You know, he's maybe not as insane, but he's definitely not back
Defeated.
to normal.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to call out, I noticed in Sid's house that they have the same carpet from the hotel in The Shining.
Yes,
and I thought that it looked like it, and then I Googled it, and apparently that is a thing. So kind of an interesting thing I hadn't noticed when I was younger.
That one's for you. That's an Easter egg for Adam.
I liked it. So that's a good Easter egg, unlike the address one, which is bad and stupid because I didn't get it.
Yeah.
We cut back to the other toys, and I noticed here that the pig, he's wearing a little fedora, not unlike what you wore during Monopoly.
You know,
Did
I
you know I
wrote
was
right
gonna say
here.
that? Yeah.
I said, "How about that hat Ham was wearing?" So they're playing Battleship, Ham and
Yeah, that hat. Yeah.
and Potato Head or whatever.
Is that where you got the idea from? You watch this movie and you're like, that guy's got some...
Probably subliminally.
got some chutzpah, some charisma. Yeah.
Where do I get a hat like that?
Yeah. I think his was about the same size on his head as yours was on your head.
I mean, Ham and I kind of doppelgangers.
Yes. They see Woody, but like, and this is maybe, I don't know, I think the writing maybe falls short here. They jump to the conclusion that he like murdered Buzz because he's holding his arm. He's like doing a voice as Buzz, trying to convince him that Buzz is there, but he's not, so they think that he murdered Buzz. I don't know, I felt like that was...
They knew something bad happened. They don't know exactly what happened, but just an arm there, and then he's pretending to be Buzz. Yeah, they're definitely suspicious, and it doesn't look good either. Mm-hmm. So, like, at first they were trying to, like, save him, and then, all bets are off there. So, it's tough. And it's so bad that even at this point, Slinky Dog has lost his faith in Woody.
He's pretty loyal to
Yeah,
Woody.
he's a loyal dog.
Yeah, he's pretty loyal. This is where the scary toys, they approach...
They prefer mutant toys.
Yes, the mutants. They approach Buzz, and, Woody is real afraid that they're going to attack him or whatever, but, they put his arm back on. They're friendly.
They're not as bad as they look.
They don't mean harm. Don't judge a toy by its
face.
Outward appearance, yeah.
By its duck face and rock hard abs.
Rock hard abs. You did like that toy, didn't you? Sid got a firework. Did he get this in the mail or something?
Yeah, what's Mom doing?
Yeah, so
Letting him order the big one firework?
This is an era where 6-year-old can order a firework in the mail.
Okay, he's definitely older than that.
How old is he? 10?
Yeah, I think he's like preteen here.
All right, this is where a child could order a firework in the mail. Hey, maybe you still could. I don't know. Let me know when your kids get that age, how many fireworks they're getting in the mail.
Oh, I hope 0.
His plan is to at first he thinks maybe he'll shoot Woody, but then he's like, oh, well,
Well, we can't find Woody.
Yeah, but then it really clicks like, come on. Gotta
Rocket
shoot
Man.
the Rocket Man into space. This is where you see the Binford toolbox.
Yep.
Sid's a fan. Sid watches Home Improvement.
Doesn't bode well for Tim Allen, I guess, if this is
Do you
how
think
he's turned
Sid
it out.
listens to this podcast? Hey, Sid, if you're out there, I'm sorry, I called you sicko.
He's the one who left the bad review.
Well, I saw that Sid's voice is Eric Von Denton from Brink.
Brink, wow.
Yeah. And I think Tuck Everlasting and some other stuff, so. Yeah.
Versatile actor.
Versatile actor. Heck
Can
yeah.
play a psycho and rollerblader.
Those are like the 2 main roles in Hollywood.
It really shows your range if you can play both of those.
Yeah, and if there's ever a role for a psycho rollerblader, well, you know who you're gonna call.
Yeah, I mean, you have no choice.
Get me Von Denton!
On the line. Now. Oh, my goodness. So, but, here's the problem.
Yeah.
He's ready to blow up the spaceman. It starts raining.
Yeah, it's really funny, though, how, like, bad boy Sid sees rain and he's like, guess I can't do it today. Like,
Well, the problem is he's got to light a match.
I know, but I was a little surprised he didn't get out there and, give it a try. He's such a bad boy and stuff.
He's also trying to do, like, the whole air traffic control thing, and he knows not to fly in this weather.
I think you're right. I think he really wanted to savor it. He's like, it's raining. I'll get wet. It'll be uncomfortable. My fingers will get pruny.
If I look up, the rain will get in my eyes. It's just not going to be that fun.
That. Yeah.
No.
So, and he also probably didn't like showering, so he's like, I don't want to have any way of getting clean.
So he scrubs the launch.
Yeah.
In the old parlance. And this is when Woody really talks Buzz back into life, I guess. I don't know. Buzz is still ready to give up, and Woody will not give up on him at this point. He says, yeah, you're a toy, but you're the most important thing in the world to that boy across the window over there. And he doesn't care that you're just a toy. In fact, he loves that you're just a toy. And Buzz is back in this thing, and they work together because at this point, Woody is stuck underneath like a milk crate under the Binford tool set. So they work together and push and get out, and then I guess it stops raining.
Yeah, Andy, meanwhile, is he's beginning to worry about his toys. He's noticed they're missing.
Yeah. Well, and they're going to move.
Yeah, the move is... it's the day of!
Yeah, I mean, it's impending, so...
Yeah. I wrote down Pony Line was popular. What do you think that means?
Pony Line?
Pony Line. What's the Pony Line? Something about a pony? Well, it was popular in my mind.
I mean, it was definitely popular then. It's not so much now.
Yeah,
that's probably the big problem.
It was popular. Real fans of Toy Story will know that the Pony Line was popular.
Pony Line was popular as kind of an Easter egg for this podcast.
Woody appeals to the scary toys and convinces them to kind of help out. Mutant toys. Okay. Mutants are scary. They're scary, Jordan. They're very scary. Where is Buzz? Buzz is already attached to the rocket, correct?
Yeah, he's getting set up to... It's funny because, Woody kind of gets everyone to gather around. He's putting the game plan together. But as far as we know, Buzz is, like, getting ready to be shot off, like, now.
Yeah, it's taking a long time. Like, the cutting back and forth thing doesn't quite add up. But he convinces him. He wants to help out. He refers to Buzz as a friend. You got a friend in me. It has multiple meanings.
He's come around.
Yeah.
He really has. Woody's not all that bad. I know you hated him to begin with, but are you on his side now?
Getting warmer. He does win me back over here in a second.
Okay.
Woody gets out. There's a pretty elaborate plan here with all of the toys kind of going through the ventilation system. I like seeing a plan come together, Jordan.
Yeah, you love this.
Whether it be at a bowling alley or in other ways.
Those are really the only places plans can come together.
Typically for me, those have been historically the only places that plans come together. So I did like this. There's a lot of moving pieces, but ultimately it ends in Woody getting outside, and he ends up... Sid sees him and throws him on the grill, perhaps an idea. He has an idea for the future.
Well, I think he mentioned something about like a barbecue earlier. I think.
Yeah, and he
so
shoves that match in his holster.
He's gonna want that match back.
I'm gonna want that match back. So just as Buzz is about to be shot off,
wait till the very last second, do we?
I know. Come on, Woody.
What if it would have lit? It's like right there.
Isn't the fuse going? It's like
It almost does. It's like he's holding it to there, and then he hears the pull string of Woody. And yeah, I mean, just Woody has kind of got a flair for the dramatic. Seems like
a little bit like the Joker, bit of a flair for the dramatics. Not quite such, you'd think Sid and the Joker would be kind of alike because they're both sick puppies, but Woody, flair for the dramatics and theatrics.
A little bit of a curveball. Is that your dissertation coming up?
Well, do you remember at the end of Batman Begins when Batman and Commissioner Gordon, they're like on that roof and he's like, I got a new guy for you. A bit of a flair for the theatrics, and he hands him a card. It's actually Woody on that card.
Yeah.
It's not it's not like a playing card, it's a Woody.
Yeah, and it's one of those cards that like if you move it back and forth, like the character changes on there.
It changes. At one point he's on a horse and then he's not. A lot of people don't know that.
A lot of people, I mean, talk about Easter eggs.
People say the pony line was popular, but what I'm saying
that
now
card
is
is a
popular.
collectible.
Yeah, equally popular. All right. Woody, he lets out kind of his, he says, like, what does he say? Like, reach for the sky? Is that what he says?
Yeah, his just regular tagline, and that gets Sid's interest, and he starts walking over there, and then all of a sudden, like, he's saying Sid's name, and Sid picks him up, like, what is happening? Yeah. And then he starts looking around, because what he says, look around, and you see toys coming from the ashes, from the mud. They've got, like, nails in their head, and then all of his other toys hopping towards him, and things coming out of the rubble of the sandbox and all sorts of things. It's creepy. And then to cap off the creepiness, Woody spins his head all the way around. Yeah. And he's been doing this with... Yeah, he's been just doing the voice box stuff right now. But then all of a sudden his face changes and he actually talks. And that sends Sid right over the edge. He tosses Woody up in the air and he's out of there.
So play nice. Yeah, maybe my favorite moment in the movie.
Pretty good.
I like it. Yeah.
Woody works well under pressure.
Yeah, he's smooth under pressure. I like it. So like the Sid loses his mind, runs inside. His sister like scares him by holding a toy in his face. He's never gonna abuse toys again.
Hopefully,
he's gonna move on to animals now, so it'll be a lot better.
Watch out, Scud.
Time is of the essence. The moving truck is like pulling away. I like how Woody and Buzz like really bail on these abused toys. They're like, well,
they're free now. They can make a life for their own.
Okay, I hope that are they in any of the sequels or no?
No.
Is Sid in any of the sequels?
He comes back as a garbage man.
That's funny.
He just like at one point he just picks up the garbage.
Well, okay. Okay, well, it'd be funny if he became a doctor.
That's his reference. Yeah. No, just garbage man.
All right, so they chase after the truck, but the dog chases after them.
Oh, man. Yeah, Scud's outside.
Yeah, this scene goes on pretty long. It was longer than I remember. A lot of different obstacles. I'm going to let you talk through it.
Yeah, many, many obstacles. So first they're running trying to get to the moving truck, and they are... trying to catch up, and then the dog is chasing them, and then the dog gets Woody's foot, and just before it's too late, Buzz hops on Scud's face, and so the dog stops trying to get him off, and then Woody's like, I gotta save Buzz, and so he lifts up the back of the moving truck. Thankfully, there's like a red light, so the car stops kind of abruptly, and it flies open. He cuts into some boxes, and he's got no time to tell the toys what's going on because he's looking specifically for the RC race car to go get his friend. And so he's going and pushes him off the edge. So all the toys think, Woody has really lost it. He's killing all toys at all points. Yep. But really, he's trying to save his friend who got thrown underneath the car. And so now they're on the car. They're racing back to the truck, and they see it happening. And then you see Slinky Dog trying to... Well, does Woody... Oh, yeah, they throw Woody off of the truck.
Yeah, they think he's bad.
Yeah, because they think he's bad, so they don't see it. And then all of a sudden, the guy with the binocular toy sees, oh no, he was really trying to save Buzz. RC car's coming with both Woody and Buzz, and Slinky Dog is stretching out because they're losing juice.
Yeah.
And the car dies, and Slinky flies back.
Ouch.
Almost eaten by the dog, but he kind of causes a pile up in a circle, so the dog's kind of stuck in a circle. Thank goodness. Yeah. So what are they going to do next?
Rocket.
Yeah, they got a rocket, and then Woody lights it, and he says, "Wait, I just lit a rocket. Rockets explode."
Yeah. I thought about that too when he lit it. I thought, what's the end game here, guys?
What's the end game? So they're flying at the speed of the big one.
Yeah.
I guess that's the name of the thing. And they throw the RC car in the back of the moving truck, and Mr. Potato Head gets destroyed. So he gets his comeuppance because he's kind of the lead instigator of the other side.
Yeah. He's kind of against them. He's a bit of a curmudgeon.
Rickles relished that role.
Rickles relished really getting them. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But so Woody's a little confused because they overshot the moving truck.
They're like very high in the air too.
Yeah. So they keep going, but Buzz, he's eyeing the car. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is when they talk about the rockets explode, but Buzz says, "Not today." It's a good Tim Allen line too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just delivering it well. He lets his wings go, and you know what? He starts falling with style. And he falls with style all the way.
Woody says you're flying, and Buzz says falling with style.
Falling with style. So yeah, they've really, simpatico, you know?
Yeah.
So they're cruising, and they land in the open, what's that called? Sunroof, moonroof, depends on who you are. I guess.
If you're a vampire, it's a moonroof. If you're everyone else, it's a sunroof. Did someone say, no, he's not going to come? All right. Well, I thought Drac might come, but...
he was here last time.
I don't think he's
We can't afford him, frankly.
No, we really can't afford him. Toy Story may have made $350 million, but neither of us have made that much.
Well,
so.
I don't tell you what we make.
That's true. Yeah. You won't allow me to look at the...
I just keep inviting you down here because I feel like you should probably share in the wealth a little bit. But...
A little bit. Let me eat your fudge bar cake or whatever. They land in the car next to Andy. He said, "Oh, I found them."
They were there all along on top of the box. How did I miss them?
His mom is like, "They were there the whole time." If I were him, I'd be like, "No, they weren't."
He's not sufficiently creeped out by this appearance.
No. We cut to winter. It's Christmas time. Everybody's happy.
It's kind of an epilogue.
New house. Woody and Bo, a little smoochy. Keep it G, Toy Story, okay? This isn't Toy Story After Dark.
Bo's gonna have a big role in number 4. So enjoy her while you can, because she doesn't really play a big of a role in 2 and 3. So
okay, you gotta wait all the way. You gotta wait like how many years later? I don't even know. 20 probably.
20, yeah, close.
Pays
15.
Off, though. They have a Christmas mission because anytime Andy gets toys, they have to. They have to sort of investigate to see if they're going to be replaced, and it's a dog.
First there's a Mrs. Potato Head.
I missed that. Oh yeah, like he doesn't deserve that. He's been a jerk the whole movie.
No, but that's kind of life, Sometimes we get what we don't deserve.
Is she voiced? In my mind, she's voiced by George Costanza's mom. Is that right?
I think so.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But also they get a dog, and everybody's like, "What? A dog? Oh no, we just dealt with one." It's a very cute ending. Cute
cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger. Yeah. What if this was it? It's like, whoa, never make a sequel. Roll credits fade to black. Toy Story, aka we don't do alternative titles, so aka Toy Story,
aka a story of toys.
That's right, Jordan. Highs and lows. Do you have any lows?
You've mentioned some things that maybe don't age well, but I'm not going to really complain about those because at the time they were state of the art. And yeah, it's a great film. I will say I think I like Toy Story 2 better. So it's one of those times where I think the sequel is slightly better, even though this one is obviously very. I said it before.
You a big Jessie fan?
I don't have a problem with Jessie. I'm more of a Bullseye fan. He's just a loyal steed, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Get some Kelsey Grammer in there, another great voice actor.
Who is he? Is he the horse?
No.
Who is he?
Horse doesn't talk.
Oh.
Kelsey Grammer plays the prospector.
Oh, sure. That's a lot of fun.
There's some good stuff in number two.
I saw it maybe only once. Yeah.
So I mean, Highs. It's a great story. The voice acting is like perfect. You couldn't really have found better people to do that stuff. I know they said like Paul Newman and some other people.
Yeah.
And this worked out really, really well. Great animation that I think holds up. I enjoy the story. Yeah, maybe Sid's a little too crazy. Maybe that's the one thing that went a little too far.
Just seemed weird as like watching it now. It just seemed kind of weird how. Yeah.
I guess without that, they just don't really have like
stakes.
There's no stakes, so you kind of have to make this crazy kid. And it's weird if you do it as like a young adult, you know. You'd make Sid a young adult.
Then it's like Unabomber kind of. Yeah.
So yeah, they're trying to thread a needle there.
Okay.
And,
yeah,
that's tough. So yeah, I enjoy it. One of my favorite animated films of all time. I love a lot of the spin-off stuff, and I don't have anything else to say. What did you like, highs or lows?
I mean, I don't really have any lows. It's weird with something like this. So I watch it. I definitely appreciate it. I really think the music's great. Really good voice actors, like masterfully sort of cast in that way. It's very charming, kind of quaint in comparison to... I mean, I don't really watch animated movies now to speak of, but based on what little I know, it seems like it's a pretty small, kind of quaint story, which, I always appreciate.
They're always a lot longer, it seems like now, too. Like, you're pushing at least 2 hours,
I'm definitely not a fan of that. So, good runtime. But I guess, the funny thing is, I was watching it and I was like, I'm pretty ready for this to be done. I wouldn't say I really enjoyed watching it a ton. I appreciate it for what it is. I know it's important, and I liked it when I was younger, but it's just not something that as I get older, I have a lot of fondness for. And it's not, this is the best example of probably an animated movie there is. And, so if I was going to like one, it would be this. And I don't dislike it, but it was just like watching it. I've enjoyed talking to you about it, but even at 80 minutes, I was like, okay, when is this going to be done? I'm ready to not be watching this. So I just, with the animated stuff, I just have sort of a different relationship and perspective. But I definitely enjoyed talking Toy Story with you, and that's that.
That is that. So what kind of... Do you want to do questions first, or do you want to do the review first?
Do you have questions?
Oh, I thought you said you had some Twitter questions.
Oh, Twitter questions. I just have one question I wanted to ask you, sort of an open-ended one about the movie. If Jay Leno was voicing someone in this movie, who would he voice? What character could Jay Leno voice effectively?
You know that shark that puts on Woody's hat in the toy box?
Oh, that could have been good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got kind of a long chin there, it seems like.
I was thinking, I think it's probably Sid's dad who's asleep in the chair when the TV's on. I was thinking maybe he could have voiced Sid's dad and you give him a little bit more stuff. He's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm watching television here. Something like that.
So he wakes up and he kind of does some bits
hey, Spaceman, get out of my room. I'm drinking beer.
Well, did Jay Leno have anything didn't Dave Letterman have that countdown stuff, that reoccurring?
Oh, maybe what jaywalking is.
Jaywalking, yeah, he does
Jay's
he just goes for a jaywalk.
Hey, I'm here with the dog, and here's some movies. I don't know. Talk to these guys. All right, so yeah, I that was the only question I had. An important one.
We couldn't have done this podcast without that question.
Okay,
so I'm glad you asked
Twitter. I have a couple polls first. Return of the Poll King.
Yeah.
All right, first poll. Will you watch Tim Allen reprise his Scott Calvin Santa Claus role on Disney+? 26 total votes. 15.4% said no. 84.6% said yes. Ryan Smith said, should have had a third category saying, we'll judge after the first few looks and trailer. Well, you know what, Ryan? I do
too many categories. I think a yes/no is fine, Ryan. Sorry.
Ryan, you want to start your own home improvement Twitter? By all means. Other poll. This one surprised me a little bit. Most beloved Tim Allen role. Options were Tim Taylor, Buzz Lightyear, Scott Kelvin / Santa Claus.
Man, what
do you think?
That's a murderous row of options there. I think just knowing our audience,
Yeah.
people probably went Tim Taylor, but
Yeah. So 12.5% Scott Kelvin, 12.5% Buzz Lightyear, 75% Tim Taylor.
that checks out.
That was higher than I would have thought. I mean, I knew Tim Taylor was going to win, but that was a little higher. Marilyn said, literally cannot choose. # sorry, not sorry. Well, Marilyn.
Is it? Are you sorry or are you not sorry? Can you make up your mind,
She
Marilyn?
can't make up her mind. Jeff Beers says Galaxy Quest is his best movie.
Ooh.
I think Santa Claus is his best movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think Galaxy Quest. It's very good. If you haven't listened to our coverage of that, please go back.
I bet if I put the Galaxy Quest, Jason Nesbitt or whatever his name is, and then I bet probably got a few votes. I did solicit questions today. One person responded with just like a gif of Al Borland kind of giving side eye, so I don't know if that person didn't want to ask a question.
They were kind of perturbed that you asked for questions.
They're like, questions?
Just give me the content. Don't expect anything from me.
What's this all about? Jeff Beer said, this is none of these are Toy Story questions, by the way. Jeff Beers asked, do you think Brad got dumber when he cut his mullet off?
I don't remember like pre-mullet episodes to post-mullet episodes. Just it's kind of all a blur to me at this point. So,
do I think he got dumber? No, I think he was more of a bad boy when he was younger. So I'm gonna say when he cut the mullet off, he kind of got a little more clean cut.
remember that ponytail he had?
I think that's probably what he's talking about when he says mullet is the. Well, I guess mullet would be when he was young. So do I think he got dumber? No, I think he was kind of dumb throughout, I guess.
He just kind of stayed at the same level with his age group as everyone aged, you think?
Yeah. I always, a lot of sitcoms of that era would do episodes where somebody would like hit their head and become smart. I appreciate Home Improvement didn't do that.
That's funny. That's a trope I never remembered until this moment. So.
Yeah, but it happens kind of a lot the more you think about it.
More than, I hit my head a lot. I never became smarter.
No, in fact, I think it kind of had the opposite effect on me.
Yeah.
But
surprisingly, because we were kind of doing it on purpose after watching all those episodes.
Yeah, definitely. I was like, okay, well, this is how I'm going to get into med school,
here, Wall.
I guess. Yeah. Wall, neat face. Sarah Shortstuff, longtime listener, she just wants to know, hey, how you guys been doing?
Wow. Well, we talk a little bit at the beginning of the podcast, right? Things are going pretty well, I think. Life is busy, for sure. I don't know. How you doing, Sarah?
Yeah, how you doing, Sarah? We're doing fine. And, as far as the future...
A lot of people have been asking about our relationship. Are we actually friends? Did the podcast break us? And I'm here to say that we're still friends. We're still close.
Who asked you that? We're still
You don't
friends.
see all the tweets about it? Maybe they're just DMing me.
That's your shadow account. I don't follow that. No, we're still friends. We're still close. And like we mentioned earlier, we're going to come back. I guess it'll probably be next Christmas for the full Santa Claus run. And then, until then, we'll probably be popping in with these every couple of months as available. Because we still enjoy getting behind the mic, don't we, Jordan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just was reminiscing with someone today how I used to do this like every Friday, and it was a wonderful time.
I know. Yeah, I do. We do miss it, but I feel fortunate that we were able to get on here and do it when we can. So, but yeah, the idea of doing it every week now is like, wow.
Insurmountable.
I can't believe we did it every week.
Yeah, how did we pull that off for 4 years?
I don't even have 2 kids, so. But let me get into these iTunes review.
All right.
Just one, singular. So Jordan, go ahead and riff while I find this, if you don't mind.
Well, at this point, we've got 150 reviews, right? And they're all 5 stars or something like that. No, I think you did tweet that you were tickled. I
was tickled.
Yeah, that we get a new review, which means people are finding us at random times, and that's why we kept it up. I think people... besides every, National Donut Day joke that we make or whatever, we made it pretty timeless, so people can kind of go back and if you can get through the first 10 episodes where the audio is miserable.
Yeah, so. And I every once in a while, if I get nostalgic, I'll go back and listen to a couple, and they hold up. I was listening to one recently where in the beginning you were talking about we're doing our usual like weather, Florida, Wisconsin, and you said something about, well, I'll tell you about the oranges, and I said we don't have time. You can tell me later. But you never told me about the oranges. So what do you think you were getting at with that?
Yeah, I mean, much has changed in the years about the oranges.
It was like 4 years ago, but what do you think was happening with oranges 4 years ago?
I'll tell you about oranges when we...
Hey, tell me next episode if you don't mind. I want to get into this review.
Okay, all right.
This is from Third Day Lover. This came February 1st, 2022, relatively recently. And this is our 60-second rankings, so good round number. Title. Good round number, is it?
It is an even number, I'll say that.
It is an even number, yeah. Great podcast of a great show. I work as a house painter and listen to this at work.
Oh, this hits close to home.
This is actually your brother. No, your dad. Didn't watch Home Improvement until I was older, even though I was born in 1992. About our age. Great commentary. Adam and Jordan can be pretty opinionated, but it makes for interesting dialogue.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It makes for interesting dialogue.
I guess we're getting a few tips. I don't know.
If we weren't opinionated, it wouldn't be any good. I love recapping the show because I love the show itself, despite the flaws. I discovered this a couple months ago and started from the beginning. I'm up around episode 90. Thanks for the laughs.
Power listening. That's power listening.
Thank you, Third Day Lover.
Yeah, I'm glad we can be there.
I just love the idea of somebody listening to us while they're painting, just doing their job, painting houses, just a couple of...
Yeah, I mean, it takes me back a little bit. I always had, music on when I was painting. So, yeah, it's good. I'm glad we're in your earbuds as you're painting a house and you're enjoying the show. And, share the show with your friends. I'd love to hear more reviews. Mm-hmm. I think it's fun. It's fun to hear that stuff.
Absolutely. So, if you want to, I didn't mention this, follow us on Twitter at Home and Podcast. I'm not doing a ton on there, but I'm popping on every now and then. Some polls, questions, things like that. It's not to the extent it used to be, but
it's quality over quantity at this point.
It's better than nothing. And if you like the show, you like this episode, you like the old episodes, you're just finding us, go ahead and leave us a review. Presumably still helps us find an audience. So, hey, why not?
Why not, indeed. Yeah. And Toy Story was a pleasure, Adam.
And
I have no idea what we're going to cover next.
This was a kind of big one that we hadn't done yet, so we'll see.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like people were that excited. No questions.
I just asked that today, as far as responsiveness, Also with something like Toy Story, it's a little bit like talking about like Titanic, I think, sort of, where it's like, I don't know, it's just a pretty big monumental thing, so, we didn't have a lot of criticisms and people probably didn't have a lot of questions. You gotta talk about something like Tim Allen's Zoom, the superhero movie, if, you want to get questions and kind of have a heated dialogue.
Next.
Let's think about Zoom maybe, nothing's locked in.
Was it Joe Somebody, the one that you loved?
Oh, maybe we should finally do Joe Somebody. All right, we're gonna lock in Joe Somebody for 2 months from now. We've been
dancing around that for a while.
I'm tired of dancing around Joe Somebody. So look forward to that next time. Jordan, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining me. Listeners, thank you for listening. And I guess I should say, take care.
Take care, everybody.